In ancient times, in the Kingdom of Judah, present-day Israel, the Jews preserved their customs such as circumcision, dietary laws, and the observance of the Sabbath day. Their belief in worship of only one God, known as Judaism, set them apart from their neighbors such as the Assyrians and the Babylonians. Through a spiritual guide, a prophet, their unwavering faith was shaped in which they were guided in devotion and spiritual practices. It happened that Moses, an ancient leader, received a set of laws from God to unite the Jewish people under the law of Moses. After the death of Moses, a kingdom was established in Canaan under the leadership of King David and Solomon consecutively, where the latter managed to build a temple in Jerusalem in 1000 to 920 BCE. Following a series of impressive victories and significant territorial gains along the coastal plains, the Jews were eventually forced out of these areas and settled in the central hill country and a few locations in the Jordan River Valley. Despite their ability to hold their ground against the Canaanites, new forces would later emerge and conquer them with chariots and iron weapons. And so the Jews ended up residing in the most undesirable parts of Canaan, scattered throughout the entire area, amidst of power struggle, where they were forced to rely on the mercy of different rulers and kingdoms, never knowing for sure who their next master would be. Over the centuries, the Jewish people faced numerous national calamities. The Assyrian Empire's conquest and destruction of the northern kingdom of Israel in 722 BCE was just the beginning, followed by the Neo-Babylonian Empire's devastating destruction of Jerusalem and the Temple in 587 BCE. The prophets of Israel attributed these disasters to the Jews' embrace of idolatry, but they also offered a message of hope, a promise that God would intervene in human history once more in the future. They prophesied the rise of a Messiah from the lineage of King David, and the eventual worship of the God of Israel by some Gentiles. This would culminate in a final battle against the nations, leading to the restoration of Israel and its elevation as a model righteous nation for the world. The Jews found themselves under the authority of the Seleucid Empire. From the year 175 to 164 CE, King Antiochus Epiphanes enforced a ban on Jewish customs and traditions and commanded them to worship the Greek gods. In response, the Jews, led by the Hasmonean family, rebelled in the Maccabean revolt and successfully expelled the oppressors. This period of hardship introduced the concepts of martyrdom and heavenly reward in Judaism. Following the Roman conquest led by General Pompey, Rome later took control of Judea in 63 BCE, prompting various Jewish sects like the Pharisees, Sadducees and Zealots to react differently to the occupation, leaving the Jewish people grappling with how to preserve their traditions amidst the influence of the Roman Empire. Tensions between the Jewish and Roman communities led to a series of wars. In 70 CE, the Roman general, Titus, laid siege to Jerusalem during Passover, where pilgrims were allowed to enter, but were prevented from leaving. This caused shortage of food and water within the city. By August 70 CE, the Romans had broken through the last defenses, resulting in a massacre of much of the population and the destruction of the Second Temple, including the Western Wall. With the fall of Jerusalem, Rome reacted by erecting the Triumphal Arch of Titus. Despite facing challenges like the wars, crucifixion and the devastating destructions of their land and communities, the Jews continued to reside in their land in significant numbers. Eventually, another war followed from 37 to 34 CE led by Herod, which he emerged to be victorious. He later received the designation of King of Judea from the Roman Senate. Consequently, he was under the authority of the Roman Empire and was required to prioritize the needs of his Roman supporters. Herod's accession to the throne of Judah came at a time when the birth of Jesus was around the corner. The arrival of Jesus in Bethlehem fulfilled many predictions, including being born of a virgin, which brought assurance to the people that the Messiah had finally arrived. As he matured, he embarked on a journey, spreading his message and gaining a following among the Jews by echoing the words of Israel's prophets. He also prophesied the imminent arrival of the kingdom and God's justice, causing his followers to acclaim him as the promised Messiah. In the 1st century, Jesus was crucified in Judea, in accordance with the scriptures. The Roman cross was the instrument of his death. Upon his miraculous return on the third day, Jesus revealed himself to his closest followers, tasking them with spreading his word to people across the globe. This significant event would eventually pave the way for the establishment of Christianity. Make sure to subscribe to this channel and remember to turn on the notifications for future videos.